Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is our Thanksgiving version. I know all of you are sitting at home with all your family, gather around the TV, turn on your smart TV, get on YouTube, watch a shop tour. I know that's what you're doing. I appreciate you guys watching. Here we are, November 27th. Happy Thanksgiving. This will be obviously our last shop tour of this month. And then it's December already. Oh my goodness. Time's flying by. Okay, let's get right into our shop tour. So last week you saw that we had Mike Furrow's transmission sitting here on the bench. Well, now what you see here is that it is sitting over here, all disassembled. Woo! It was precariously perched. Had to order some parts from Quaife over in England. Fortunately, they had them in stock, and surprisingly enough, when you order something from Quaife in England, it comes DHL. I can get stuff from England faster with DHL than I can ship something to, you know, California. It's crazy. So anyway, waiting on some parts for that, then we're going to be looking good. No worries, I don't think. In the meantime, what I've just started getting onto the bench here, and obviously I'm not going to get much done before Thanksgiving, because you guys know I do these right before Thursdays. Jolt Ferenczis STL B18C1. So cylinder head wrapped up, ready to go. Block wrapped up, ready to go. Crankshaft's just getting ready to get disassembled for a sonic cleaning. Just getting ready to pull everything out. So Jolt, you are next on docket. So next week we'll be rocking and rolling back onto engines. Now you guys saw that I had DJ's car sitting here. It won't run yet. I'm not going to go through all the little things that I think happened before it showed up here, but I'm fighting a no spark issue, and I believe I've got it traced down to, believe it or not, the master switch. It's got one of these alternator cutout masters, and finally figured out that I've got no actual 12 volts to the coil. We're not going to diagnose this car on the shop tour. I am in the middle of working on diagnosing why this thing won't run. So that's what and that's some of my favorite stuff to do. Not. Okay. Progress on Ken's. Boy, this thing turned out good. So you can see the nose is on. Working on getting the cool shirt in. What I'm trying to do is just kind of do one thing a week on Ken's right now, because it doesn't need much more, and just kind of chipping away on that. So not really, just a little at a time, a little at a time. Nothing else through the middle here yet, but look at this. Did get an interesting car in. So this is a car from Tulsa. This is a 1973 BMW 3-liter CS. Very nice car. So this guy had this thing stripped all the way down to the bare chassis, as you can see. Look under the hood. Completely repainted with the factory color. All the body panels are perfect. He had this high-end paint and body guy do it. And it has an upgraded engine from Metric Mechanic. I think he told me it's like a 3.5 liter now. Some upgraded block and head. You can see he said that they made this custom plenum piece here. Individual throttle bodies, and it's here because it's on a Mega Squirt. So I actually have, you can see it's off the dyno right now. It's just kind of sitting here. Actually got all the dyno tuning done. Last thing to do is to get out onto the road, but it was raining over the last couple days, and this is not a car that you take out in the rain. So this afternoon it's going to be dry, and I'm going to get her out onto the road, do a little drivability tuning. It should be pretty good. You can't do perfect drivability tuning on the dyno. You can get it pretty good, but for a street car, you really need to spend the time to make it as good as you can. Of course, with any standalone ECU, it's a little tricky to make it perfect for street driving, but we can get pretty close. I think it's going to be far better than what he had. When we backed the car in, it was puffing 10-to-1 air-fuel ratio and you couldn't breathe. So huge gains, huge gains for him. Mazda 2 wise, let me tell you what I've been fighting. And I'm kind of looking for some opinions, although I've talked to Chris Taylor and I've also talked to Chris Haldeman, both of which said good luck. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to disassemble this outer CV joint. So these CV joints, the axle shaft is pressed into this star gear, and there's a clip on the end, and you should be able to pull these things apart. Now, I've been beating on this thing for a week. I finally got this tool in, which clamps down onto the axle shaft and is supposed to hold on to this groove right here. But if you could look closely, it has been hurt as well, right in here where it's, you probably can't even see it in the video. Anyway, so far this thing is not coming apart. I think my next move to see if I can make this thing not slip is I'm going to clamp this down and I'm going to weld this tool to this axle so it can't slip. And I'm going to give it the juice again. I'm going to see if I can get this thing apart. I think Chris Taylor told me he's attempted 20 and has gotten like 4 of these apart. So if that doesn't do it, might have to build my own tool. I have to get this joint off of here so I can get these axles made. So this has been a little bit of a time-consuming 15 minutes a day. So anyway, that's what I'm working on the Mazda 2. A couple of little things. Did talk to Perry. He's making good progress on the nose of the car. Did talk to the radiator guy. I should have my drawing for the radiator probably in the next week or so we can confirm that. So it's just a lot of balls up in the air trying to keep everything going. So, but we're looking good, looking good. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I appreciate you watching as always, and we'll see you in December. Take care. Have a great rest of your week.